light of the recent pandemic, movie theaters all around the world have shut their doors. People are staying inside, turning to on-demand streaming services to quench their movie-watching desires. Some production companies are releasing their new titles straight to these services, most notably Disney-Pixar's ONWARD and Universal's Emma. To many, the pandemic seems to be the final nail in the coffin for movie theaters, who were previously already struggling to fill their seats. This has prompted worried moviegoers to ask, will movie theaters recover from COVID-19? Prior to the COVID-19 outbreak, movie theaters were experiencing a bit of a downward trend. Despite hosting the latest films and blockbusters, the rising ticket prices, and the increasing popularity of on-demand streaming services, movie theaters were struggling to maintain an intrigued audience. In 2017 alone, movie theaters hit their lowest numbers since 1992. Contrarily, ticket prices in North America have been steadily increasing, with prices rising to $9.11 in 2018, up 1.6% from 2017. Hollywood was also beginning to take risks with Netflix, who managed to produce Oscar-contending films such as Martin Scorsese's The Irishman, Noah Baumbach's Marriage Story, and Alfonso Cuarón's Roma, while releasing them almost exclusively on their platform. However, 2019 also saw some of the biggest box office gains in history, with Disney's Avengers Endgame, Lion King, and various other blockbusters drawing in nearly $13 billion at the box office alone. Despite the various successes, ticket sales still fell 4.4%. Now that people are staying home due to the coronavirus concerns, many more people are streaming, with time spent streaming growing a substantial 34% to a whopping 156.1 billion minutes at the beginning of March. With no money to be made at the theaters, a majority of which are closed, movies are now being released directly on these platforms. Disney now sits at a record 182.9 million subscribers globally, gaining 15.7 million subscribers since the pandemic started. Does this spell the end for movie theaters? Maybe not. Netflix CEO Reed Hastings warned in a letter to shareholders that the company expects viewing to decline and membership growth to decelerate as home confinement ends. While movie companies like Disney and Lionsgate are delaying the production and releases of some of their titles, other companies are pushing hard for a substantial return to the movie theaters. Warner Brothers and Christopher Nolan hope to revive movie theaters with the July release of TENET, with IMAX CEO Richard Gelfond saying, "I don't know anyone in America who is pushing harder to get theaters reopened and to get his movie released than Chris Nolan." The chief of AMC, Adam Aron, told analysts, "When the 2021 box office eventually is reported, we believe it will be the pessimists and the naysayers who will turn out to have been wrong." Despite the frequent releases from Netflix, the box office revenue generated from the limited theatrical run of various titles is substantially weak, with both Marriage Story and The Irishman each making less than $1 billion at the box office. The current trend of foregoing theatrical releases for on-demand releases may not be good for the box office in the long term. China is on track to become the world's largest movie-going audience, and has held the largest global box office revenue per region since 2013. However, the country does not yet have access to stream either Netflix or Disney+. Without the large subscription potential the country has to offer, the movie industry would suffer immensely without the substantial Asian audience if they didn't for streaming. Despite the social distancing protocols in place around the world, drive-in theaters are resurfacing within the US, becoming a popular destination among patiently waiting moviegoers. The resurgence of such a classic theatrical venue reveals a continued and everlasting desire for traditional movie-going experiences. People are voluntarily leaving their houses and enjoying movies on the big screen. Not only does that demonstrate the commitment of moviegoers, but also the lasting popularity of movie theaters and the experiences they provide, as opposed to streaming from home. As people across the world become increasingly anxious to go outside and resume their livelihoods, it is likely that movie theaters will see a large increase in popularity when social distancing guidelines begin to permanently ease. So is the eradication of movie theaters imminent thanks to the coronavirus? It may not seem so, as people still continue to crave traditional movie-going experiences in theaters. And considering the expansive lineup of movies soon to release in the near future, it is very unlikely that movie theaters will be going anywhere anytime soon.